Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're going to be returning to Crusader Kings III, a new game out by Paradox Interactive that allows you to play as the head of a household in the Middle Ages of a county, of a duchy, of a kingdom, of an empire, any of the kingdoms or counties or empires that existed in 867 or 1066. It is a massive game with a massive scope. And I'm going to actually be starting a new series today. So I started sort of my first look video a couple days ago, and that was as the county Kakaiti, if that's how you pronounce it, in Georgia. But we got stomped pretty quick after like 3 or 4 hours of playing in a live stream, and we never expanded beyond one province. We had a couple of interesting wars and things like that going on. I wouldn't say it wasn't interesting, but it wasn't very successful. We had a very incompetent brother or half-brother, which was pretty amusing and funny, but it was not a good run through. We just got crushed. Georgia is a pretty difficult, I think, place to start because the Caucasus has so many kingdoms or so many counties all vying for the same de jure claims. The family ties don't seem really strong enough to prevent them from going to war. There's major Muslim threats to the south. There are serious threats coming down from the steppes, from some of the steppe tribes up in the north, and so it's a very difficult place, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not an expert in the game, to start. That being said, I did have a save from a previous game that unfortunately I didn't record, where we were playing as the same county, except we were able to build the Duchy of Georgia under Bagrat's reign. So while this game will be starting further along, it's not starting at the very beginning of the game, but we've already built the Duchy of Georgia, and so we're going to pick up from there. Before we get going, and the footage you're seeing here is sort of a mixture of the end of the last game as well as the just about to start the new game. But before we get started, I did just want to share my initial impressions of Crusader Kings III. I think it's an incredible game in its current state. I think Paradox really hit it out of the park with their release. I think some of the things that I think are really impressive with the game is just the sheer approachability of the game. I had a coworker who sent me a message today. He's not really a strategy gamer. He doesn't really play a lot of these kind of games. He's played Stellaris in passing. He played a little bit of CK when it was free. But he sent me a note today and said the following. CK3 is awesome. It feels more intuitive than CK2, having more fun with it, and the tooltips are helping massively. The tutorial was much better. Again, he mostly plays AAA titles, doesn't play a lot of strategy games. I've been seeing a lot of these kind of impressions of folks all over the internet saying how approachable the game is, but I just want to share a couple of initial impressions about this game. I've played about 25 hours of it now, so I feel somewhat grounded in it, though games like this, they take a while to really learn. One, the art is massively better than CK2. The UI is massively better. The tooltips are brilliant. The ability to essentially just hover over. So if you want to know what like tooltips, or if you want to be able to, when you get events pop up and read about them, you have these like highlighted words, almost like AdWords, that you can hover over, and they will tell you, key words or key phrases or key things to be aware of about this title. And it's just really easy and intuitive. The one thing with it is for some of the events where you have to make a decision, you need to hover over the item for like 3 or 4 seconds so that it sort of unlocks and then slide over to the left. Otherwise, the tooltip will disappear. But overall, really well done UI, really well done art style. The 3D models are really cool and I think add a lot of immersion. I think this game is way more intuitive than CK2 was. I played CK2 a fair amount, and I kind of knew what was happening, but I never really knew why things were happening, and I didn't often know what I should be doing, and the menus were just clunky and not easy to follow. CK2 streamlined a lot of things, but it doesn't feel like they took a lot of the depth of CK2 out. It still feels like the depth of that is there. This is really fundamentally still a game about marrying people to different groups and about building a dynasty, about building a family, building interweaving alliances, using marriage to further your own agenda, figuring out what the right people are to marry each other to try and, maximize their hereditary good traits, minimize their negative traits, all while trying to build a really robust family that stretches all over the world and building an empire. but it's not really a game about painting the map. It's really about sort of painting the map in your family's blood, and not as much painting a map in sort of your changing the color of everything on the map. Like EU4 is a game about making everything your nation. In this, it's more about spreading your family throughout Europe, and while, yes, growing your empire, growing your kingdom is a piece of that, you can have great games where you never even become a kingdom. The other thing that I think this game is really impressive with, in my opinion, is the ability to communicate information clearly to you. The plots, the schemes, the uncovering information that's occurring about people and then blackmailing them for hooks, which are very clearly like this idea of you've got something on someone so you can get them to do something you want them to do. It's all really well done. And I think it's really impressive. I don't want to turn this into a full-blown review. That's not the intent of this. I do think there are a few areas that could use a little bit of work. I think there could be more variety in the types of secrets that you uncover when your spy master is out there. It seems like pretty much everything is like either someone is someone's lover, which feels like the one that always comes up, someone doesn't believe in God, or someone's child is a bastard. Those seem to be the three that I always see, and it's almost always like someone is someone's lover. And so I would like to see a little bit more variety there. The trait shy, it feels like it is such a OP'd trait against you. If you get a character who's shy, basically anytime you try and sway someone or interact with someone or recruit someone to your court, you gain a stress penalty. And as your stress goes up, you sort of have these mental breaks. It can have massive penalties to your health. It can force you to do things you don't want to do to relieve stress, which can give you negative traits. Shy seems like literally kryptonite for any of these characters. And while I definitely appreciate that negative traits should really hinder you, it just seems like this is the one trait that is like absolutely crippling, and there's not much you can do about it, unfortunately. So I think that's something that could probably be tweaked. I also think that, the communication of how title transfers will work, and on succession, who's going to lose what titles, could probably be a little bit more clear up front, especially because in the 867 date, the succession rules are pretty much always going to divide your titles evenly amongst your kids, at least in the countries I've been playing as. So I think that's something that could use a little bit of work. On the flip side, there seems to be a lot of variety between groups like Vikings, Catholic countries, Muslim countries, Orthodox countries, countries in India, countries in Africa. They seem to actually have a fair bit of flavor and differences between them already at this stage in the game, and so I think that's very well done. I would expect that to grow, to get bigger as the game evolves and as we see DLC packs come out, but overall, generally very impressed. I've already talked longer about this than I really wanted to. I didn't want to go 10 minutes long, so I'll just get to the crux of it as I think you probably have already heard. I've got a few minor quibbles with this, but overall I think this is the most impressive Paradox game at launch that I've ever seen. I can't wait to see what comes of CK3 as it evolves and grows and builds into the game that it inevitably or likely will be in the way that CK2 did. I just think they're starting from such a better position than they have on any of their other games recently, and I think Paradox really learned what didn't work with Imperator at launch. They've really learned about some of the feedback and criticisms they've received from other people, and they didn't pay me anything to say this. I got the game for free, but that was it. And I'm floored by how well done this game is. I'm not doing this justice. If you really want to learn about all the different intricacies, the features, what's great, what's not, what to look out for, what to be aware of, you should probably Google some reviews or read some reviews online. But overall, I can't say enough good things about the game. Few minor quibbles, but I think it's in great shape. That being said, that's going to be it for sort of my first impressions portion of the video. Let's actually get into the stream. We're going to go ahead and pick the live stream up where I started playing as the Dutchy of Georgia. We started with one county. We've taken 3 over, and so we were able to found a duchy on our way to becoming the King of Georgia. And I think this is where you're going to enjoy the video more as we pick this stream up mid-session. And until next time, guys, hope you guys enjoy. I'll catch you guys in the end. All right, everybody, we're going to be joining a game in progress that I haven't recorded anything previously for. It is as the Dutchy of Georgia. I have built this up from the county, the single county that you start the reign with, which is here. at Telavi, the barony, and the county of I can't even pronounce it, Kakiti. We have 3 cities or towns that are currently directly under our rule. It's Tbilisi, Tel Aviv, and Zakwatala. These are taken from what originally was the Duchy of Iran, and then Tbilisi was actually an independent realm when we took it. We're currently ruling as Prince David, who is the first heir of the house. So we did form our own house. It is the house of Bagratoni Talivi, which is a sub-house, if you will, of the Bagratoni dynasty. If we open up the dynasty tree here, we can see Count Bagrat died at 72. His reign was from 870. Well, actually, he was born in 815, but the game starts in 866. So it was from 866 until 887. It said 21 years, but that I don't know if that's not quite there or what. Meanwhile, Prince David is currently in charge of our house. That is his son. He's 37. He has 2 sons, Ashat Bagratoni, and 2 children, a son Ashat and a daughter Sukulo. We have Confederate partition, which means your kingdom is even, or your provinces are evenly distributed between all of your children, but there's a male preference. So I'm not sure if you have a daughter, if she actually inherits anything. If you have a son, I'm not sure if the daughter gets any inheritance, or if she only gets inheritance if you have no son. I'm not really sure how that works. I guess we'll find out. Snowing tomatoes. This is Crusader Kings III. All right, so we're currently looking for secrets. We're currently developing our home province. We've developed it quite a bit. It starts at a level 6. It's up to development level 10. Development basically represents the overall sort of economic and prosperity level of development within your county. That drives things like income and whatnot. And then it has an outward effect. So like as you build development here, it will slowly progress to counties around it. So I'm really focusing on our capital to build sort of a core of very strong development. Meanwhile, we have also upgraded our castle slightly. We purchased pastures, which increases our levies by 50 and also gives us a plus 0.2 tax revenue per month in this holding. This is our primary capital, if you will. It is of our duchy. It is our primary holding. I think it will always be in our heir's possession, even if the rest of the areas get sort of parceled out to other people. And so that's why I'm focusing the majority of my development there. Meanwhile, our military has the potential to raise up to 1,208 levies. I'm not sure why it's currently recruiting 0, but it is. We have 10 knights, by the way. So if we go to our military here, we've got 10 out of 10 knights. I don't actually have any men-at-arm regiments currently in our service. And then we've got just shy of 1,000 levies. We do have 138 gold in our treasury, and we're generating just shy of 4 per month. So that's a pretty healthy amount. We should probably raise some men-at-arms to supplement our force. Our council right now consists of our wife, Princess Kale. She is a learned individual, and she's working on patronage is sort of the focus. She's good at patronage or court intrigue, for that matter. We are also... I guess we'll keep it on that. Meanwhile, our bishop is level 14 learning. Our chancellor is only a level 9 diplomacy, but she's a strong vassal, so we kind of have to keep her under tow. We have other people who are slightly... Actually, Haken is way better. Our knight would be a brilliant diplomat, but it would really piss off this strong vassal, and I'm trying to sort of maintain the peace for now. She's gout-ridden, so, she may not last all that long. If we take a look at her health, it says she's fine. Our steward is very good with money. He's an excellent steward at level 17, so that helps with our development. Our marshal is level 18. Ashat is a level 18 marshal. Dude's a frickin' stud. He's currently working on organizing levies. We could probably train our commanders. That might be a better route to go. But I'm trying to figure out why my levies aren't raising any replacements. Meanwhile, our spy master is mediocre. We might have better spy masters. We do, actually. Zenizia is a guest in our court and will be level 18 intrigue. Now, this mayor is a member of is a powerful vassal, though. So he does expect a spot on our council, so we'll appease him as well by leaving him on our council. Overall, the council's pretty decent, with a couple of 2 exceptions. I mean, even this guy's not bad. He's good. So really only 1 bad person on our council. In terms of our intrigue right now, we are currently working on swaying Mazer Endelzia, who I think is one of our vassals as well. She is also a strong vassal, and she's not our powerful vassal, and she's not currently on our council, so she's not happy about that. I could swap her out. She'd be better at diplomacy than our other powerful vassal, but I don't know if we should really do that right now. So she would be... We've had successful sway attempts. So if I swap them, it'll improve. So she'll lose 20 opinion of us and 40 because she wants a seat on the council. So she dropped from 67 to 7. But it would make Mayor Endelzia very happy at plus 50. So we'll do that. We'll take a look at our realm. Apparently we have 3 Republic vassals, 1 feudal. She's a feudal vassal. I don't know the difference between... Feudal obligations are based on each vassal's feudal contract. Republican obligations are all the same for Republican vassals. Okay. She's a powerful vassal. She's -3 opinion of me now because of that. I have a 65% chance of seducing her. We'll go back to sway. 75% chance. I don't want to start an affair quite yet. THG, are you at max levies, or does your marshal have a low marshal score? My marshal's good. So again, I don't know why my levies aren't raising. I've got a level 18 marshal, so that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Why I'm not recruiting anybody. I've seen that a couple of times where when you get to a certain level, it doesn't seem like you recruit anymore. But I've got 300 more potential levies I could raise. As terms of our knights, you can see here quite a few really good knights. Yuga, Ardenizi, Koba, Jari, all above 14. Ashot is at 12. We've got a few bad ones at Tripon, Hakam, Leonidas. The mayors are down here. Really bad knights. But we've also got a couple of good ones. Our knight effectiveness is at 185% due to chivalric dominance and having a holy site, although we don't own Antioch, so I'm not sure what that means. Yeah. So I'm going to wait a little bit, but I am going to eventually create a men-at-arms regiment. Eventually. Meanwhile, we have 4 issues. I can ask my head of faith for gold. Given our current piety level, we're considered faithful. I won't do that right now. I'm 4th in line for a lot of titles. Those aren't very likely to occur. Powerful vassal demands council position. I've already decided not to do that. And then we can declare war on a couple of different groups here. These guys are Kingdom of Khazaria. They're currently at war with someone. And looks like they're losing. But I don't really want to fight them. Seems like a lot of trouble. They've got... Oh, geez. I don't want to fight these guys. Over 1,000 soldiers, I think. So let's not do that. Let's just not go to war right now. Let's just try and maintain the peace. We've got 1 alliance. We should probably work on a 2nd. So we should probably marry our daughter off to someone. These guys are losing a war badly here. I'm not sure. The Dutchy of Mesopotamia? Not created. Couts93, thank you very much for the follow. I mean, I guess the easy way to go about this is just clicking on our daughter, going to spouse, going to alliance power, and then checking that out. I don't want them to be super far away, though. So these guys might be the best option. I think we already looked at the other ones. They're all further away. So the Duchy of Anatolikon. Our daughter could marry the son who is 9. How old is she? 5? Or another son here. We'd gain prestige for our daughter here. Children born of this marriage will be of a different dynasty. But I want the alliance. It is risky, I guess, because I'm putting everything all of my eggs in the basket of my son. But I think we'll go with it anyway. What if we did... They'd still accept a matrilineal marriage. Which would give all of the children would be of our... Why wouldn't we do that? All of the children of this marriage would be in our house. That seems like a great idea. Butterlord456, thank you very much for the follow. So let's do that. If they're going to accept that... So that will give us another alliance. So our 2 children will both be able to inherit within our family tree. Although that may complicate the duchy's partition following this current reign. But we'll see. We formed a new alliance there. So we now have an alliance with these guys who have 2,000 soldiers and... Wait, 2,060 for them, 2,010 for them. So between our 3 forces, we'd have about 5,000 soldiers in any conflict. Meanwhile, we're trying to convert the folks in Zaquitilia. Sorry about the pronunciation. Their faith is currently apostolic. We're trying to convert them to Orthodox. We recently took this province over. Popular opinion is -13 of us because they have got a 90 level fervor and they're a different religion than us. We're trying to get rid of that so that they can come to our side. They're already at 100 control, which is good for us, but they're not our religion, so that always leads to the potential of a peasant uprising. We had several of those in Tbilisi when we took this province over. There were 2 or 3 peasant uprisings that we put down violently. But they're now at 100 control. They've been converted to the Georgian culture and to the Georgian faith or the Orthodox faith. So we're doing well there. In terms of our culture here, Georgian, we are not the head of the house, so we don't get to pick what we're fascinated with. Looks like these individuals, the current head of the culture group, is fascinated with city planning. So that appears to be something that we're working on, and we'll get it in about 37 years. Meanwhile, espionage, unbeliever. While performing his duties, my spy master, Mayor, that's a name, has uncovered a secret held by my knight Yuga. He seems to be harboring doubts about Orthodox doctrine. Oh, Yuga, what would the clergy say? This is the sign of a weak soul. Okay. Do we have any intrigues that we can hooks or anything like that? We do have some hooks. So we've got a couple of non-believers. We also have Nursia, who is apparently a lover or courtier of someone that gives us a strong hook. I don't know if these hooks expire. I know once you blackmail someone, the hook can expire. I just don't have any real use for them right now. My son is going down the military line of his culture group. Can I annex without a war? I think you can convince people to accept you as you to be their vassal, I think. Meanwhile, in terms of what we need to do now, so the Duchy of Georgia has been formed. We have almost all the provinces for the Duchy. We don't have some principality provinces in Armenia. Or I guess the Principality of Metz-Hawk? Or wait, no, that's not it's the Hayastan. Hayastan! I don't really know why I said that. My cousin is a dishonorable ravager. I could declare war on Prince Rupon if I wanted to. He is allied to Prince Grigor of Tau Clarget and to other people that are probably powerful. 1,300 soldiers there. 400 soldiers there. So 1,700 soldiers plus his 900. That brings about 2,600 soldiers. Not as strong as our 3 alliances, but not something I really want to do at the moment. Tau, meanwhile, is allied to these guys. So we could go after the Principality of Tau Klarjet. I wonder... Which is what we need. We need provinces over here in order to form the Kingdom of Georgia. Also, these steppe tribes are advancing a little bit further south than I would feel comfortable with. I don't know. I'm not really happy with any of the situations diplomatically around us, so we'll probably avoid war for now. Although my son is young, or not my son, my ruler is young. He is gout-ridden, though, which could be a major health penalty. Which means he may not last long. Meanwhile, my heir is about to come of age. Claims on 4... What doesn't he... Heredity, Tbilisi... Oh, yeah, Georgia. I've become the cultural head of Georgian culture! Huzzah! All right, so let's take a look here. So we're still fascinated with city planning, and that looks like it's going to be completed in about 32 years, given our education status. We could go to Causus Belli, I think. I don't want to select that as my fascination, though, at this time. Honestly, military is more interesting to me, but city planning, what will that do for us? Can build village centers, shrines, prayer halls, and trading outposts. So it would be very good for our economy. There's also a 57% chance to gain 0.42 progress each. Okay, so... All right, so this would help probably with the development of more riches and whatnot within our cities. So I guess I'll do that. I've really been focused on development in the first place, so that makes sense. Elven Castle 61, thank you very much for the follow. How difficult is the start? Do you know what the best county starts are? I'm not sure what the best county starts are, Bagel. I've had a lot of challenges with Georgia. It's kind of smack dab in a bunch of kingdoms or whatnot, even related kingdoms or you know, really strong Muslim empires in the south. I think I've played 7 games now, and I've only successfully formed the Principality of Georgia once, and that's in this game. So, you know, that's... I'm not great at this game either, but it seems like a difficult start. I'm not sure, honestly, what the easiest starts are. Honestly, I really don't know. Bagel34BC, also thank you for the follow, and Silver Dine, thank you for the follow as well. Is Ireland still Noob Island? Maybe. I actually had a friend who was playing as Ireland, and he seemed to be doing pretty well. The best starts are the ones that Paradox shows you when you choose a bookmark. Yeah, I mean, the recommended ones. So... in discussions with some folks at Paradox, I think what they basically said was when you go into the game and you start the game, there's a bunch of recommended dukes, counties, things like that, that are kind of like interesting starting points. And a couple of, they have varying difficulties, sort of call-outs, so that might be your good place to start if you're looking for something easy. I've also heard some things that Ireland is relatively easy. All right, greetings, my modest liege. Despite our best efforts, we've failed to gain any secrets here at court. All right, so let's do this. Pause. Man, my wife is gaining skills on majorly scholarly expertise. All right, find secrets. I think I'm going to try and find secrets down here in Hyastan. So maybe I can blackmail them to stay out of a war with the Principality of Tau Klarjeti, because I do need to take their territory if I want to build the Kingdom of Georgia. Meanwhile, these individuals, these steppe tribes, I think is what they are really strong. 5,000 military strength. So let's not go to war with them. They're also allied to another steppe tribe with another 1,000, so 6,000 horsemen. It's almost like the Golden Horde way early. Is there a way? One sec. Sway? 25%? Jeez. We could swear fealty to him. He has a -1 opinion of us. Orthodoxy is evil. Jeez. But he likes that we're just. You know what? Let's just... I think we're already swaying Baroness. Let's focus on internal politics for now. All right, so what's this? While studying the tactics of ancient generals, I was inspired when I learned about Constantine's victory at the Battle of the Milvian Bridge. The night before the battle, Constantine dreamed that victory would be granted if he painted Chi Rho, a symbol of Christ, on his soldiers' shields. He did exactly that, and the next day he overran the forces of the usurper Maxentius, who fell in the Tiber River and drowned. The wicked are no match for God's army. Gain the trait of holy warrior. Like Constantine, no river can delay my victory. You gain the trait of forder. Logically speaking, flexible tactics won that battle. You get flexible leader. Tricks to bolster morale aren't enough to win wars. I would like the idea of flexible leader. I think that's a good trait to have. Holy warrior might be nice as well. So holy warrior gives us a +10 faith hostility advantage. Burning with righteousness fervor, Devite will not rest until all heathens are defeated. What does this mean? Faith hostility advantage. Battle advantage makes on one side do more damage. The higher the advantage, the more battle the soldiers will do. Or damage the soldiers will do. Battles often start with one side having a higher advantage based on terrain, martial skills, commander traits, the commander, either side. So does this just mean if the enemy is a different faith than us, we do better than them? What about flexible leader? What does that give us? Enemy defensive advantage. Okay. That's more... I would rather the faith one because I'm more likely to be fighting against folks who are of a different faith than me than a offensive trait because I'm probably not going to be fighting on the offensive. So I gain the trait Holy Warrior. I'm a great commander, by the way. Good for me. I'm also frickin' smart. All right, so the Baroness gained 25 opinion of me. Good thing that worked. Now let's go ahead and sway this guy. I could send him a gift, which might be more effective. Gifts or like signs of tribute or whatnot are probably maybe more effective with them. Oh, shit. Whenever he loses, whenever his heir takes over, he's zealous as well as orthodoxy is evil, which will make him hate us. Well, I at least appease that that Baron for now. I don't really want to declare war on any of these people at the moment. I could ask the Faith for gold, but I'm going to hold off on that. If we do end up in war, I may ask for the Faith for gold so we can raise mercenaries against those guys. Meanwhile, Ashot is coming of age. With sufficient tutelage, even a child that has displayed natural inclination towards scholarship, such as Ashot, can come to truly understand any subject. An avid learner, he has become quite the purveyor of knowledge and has proven himself fully capable of structuring advanced theological arguments. So apparently my son is an astute, what was it? Astute intellectual, +6 learning. So he's going to be very smart as well. His learning is 14. He's not great at anything else right now. Okay. We could appoint him as a court physician. Might not be a bad idea. I don't have a court physician right now. He's a level 14 learning. He's pretty smart. We could also recruit this individual to the court. Schniza. She's a level 18 Intrigue. Well, no, she's level 18 intrigue. Be nice to have a better spy master. I'm confused. So my daughter would become the ward. So my son would teach my daughter? I guess. He's smart. Why not? And then I think we'll also have him become the court physician. So my son loves me, by the way. He loves our current... he loves me because I'm his father. He loves me because we have Confederate partition. Same dynasty, personal diplomacy, honest, compassionate, guardian of my relative, grateful. Dude loves me. Meanwhile, my daughter loves me a little bit less, but she still likes me. So my children love me. Everything's good. We've got gold. That's good. Overall, things are good. And as soon as I say that, things will collapse. Okay. Gout-ridden time for treatment. The time has come to treat you for your gout. I would recommend drastic measures, but the choice is yours, my lord. Do no more than what is necessary. A safe treatment might lessen symptoms temporarily and has few risks. It's too late for caution. A risky treatment may have great outcomes, but could also lead to worsened symptoms or permanent injuries. Leave me be. You know, my son is 16. He's of age. I'm a little bit worried. I mean, my father is 38, but if we can cure the gout, I think it would be worth it. My son is pretty smart. He's not super smart, but he's pretty smart. So, you know what? We're going to take an aggressive treatment. Oh no, disastrous mistreatment. The powder was yellow and had a delicious scent. I was distraught to see Ashut mix it with brimstone and sprinkle it over the still tepid gallbladder of a beaver. The animal had been found rabid, frothing from the mouth. What a fucking idiot! I thought it would be impossible to feel worse than I already did, but Ashut proved me wrong. This will not happen again. Do you understand me? Okay, we all knew the risks. You're forgiven. Put him under lock and key. I'm not going to murder my son. Oh, shit. My health is poor. I'm only 38. Hopefully the fact that I'm young will help me stay alive longer. I'm such a brilliant military commander. I really don't want to die. Well-organized levy service. I don't understand why we're not raising more troops. That doesn't make sense to me. I am going to go ahead and create a men-at-arms regiment. We have the money to do it. I think we should do it now. I've heard that bowmen are a good choice. They're actually a more efficient choice in terms of money. They're good in hills and forest and in Taiga. Our capital is in hills, so they add toughness and damage. So I think we'll go with them. There's 75 gold, which isn't super expensive. So we'll go ahead and raise 1 unit of them. We can raise up to 4 men-at-arms units, but it's going to cut into our free cash flow. So I'd rather not raise too many. Still, with really powerful neighbors that are of different religions than us, the High Kingdom of Caesarea, I think it is a good idea to strengthen our own military forces. So, Velas, I'm not sure if you get special men-at-arms or anything like that. Right now, it's just basic. If you look at the building camp, you'll see why. Oh, wait. Wait, pause. All right, negotiate alliance. To the modest Prince David of Georgia, I eagerly propose to formalize the ties that already bind us by signing an alliance between our realms. Who is this? Clerget. They're our neighbors, Clerget. I do want to go to war with them eventually, but I'm still a little bit uneasy with the Caesarea as they're sort of expanding. So I think for the moment we will enter an alliance with them. I will accept that. That will give me another alliance, so I will have 3 alliances here. 1,300 soldiers there. 2,000 there. 700 here. So we've got 4,000 soldiers in our alliance armies and about 1,000 in our own armies. When compared with the enemies to our north, these guys have 5,000 soldiers, so that brings us to about even, although they're allied to another country that gives them an edge. It does mean that I'm committed to defending him from the Golden Horde. That doesn't, or from the Yellow Horde, I guess, if that's what we're calling the Khazaria. It doesn't actually commit me to doing anything, Snowing Tomato. I can just refuse his request if he gets attacked. I've done it before. I'll do it again. Prince Bagrat. Could also go to war against these guys. I don't like the idea of disconnected territory, though. Okay. So where do I go? Was it J Street? Where do I go? You said go to the building camp and you will see why. Look at the building camp. Building camp? What do you mean by that? This? I mean, I know I can build buildings that'll give me more levies, but I don't think that's what this is reflecting up here. This is claiming we should be able to raise 400 more levies in our current territory, but they're not reinforcing, and I'm not 100% sure why. How does combat work in the game? So, if we go here, we go to barracks. The barracks are sturdy buildings with the sole purpose of housing and readying locals for war. It doesn't say it's going to solve my problems. It just says that I'll get more levies. I mean, I don't think it's technically the Golden Horde yet, Triss. Military camp? A simple training ground where local peasants are readied for war. Again, it just increases my levies. It doesn't actually... doesn't guarantee that these guys get trained. I mean, I can construct it. I just don't like the idea of spending all that money. But we can do that. So we're going to construct we're going to construct hidden tents. We already have pastures. That still leaves us 2 more building slots. I don't see any bonuses here at all. This is not... this will just increase my total from 1345 to 1445. So, not sure on that. Are the Khazars Jewish yet? Do they become Jewish? The +2 archer damage will be nice, given I'm building men-at-arms. That's why I actually decided to go with that. Yeah. Oh, I know. All right. My health is still poor. Hopefully we can survive the botched treatment. It will go... No! Prince David of Georgia, spirit has flown to the heavens at 39 years of age. He died gout-ridden. A meek and bashful man, he will be remembered by many as a submissive, sometimes flustered ruler. Prince Ashot ascends to the throne, a silent man. Many do not expect him to do well in diplomatic matters. He is 16, and he is coming to rule. If we look at our lineage, well... Count Bagrat ruled for 21 effective years, building the Dutchy of Georgia. His son, Prince David, ruled for only 5. Despite being a brilliant military mind, he could not overcome the health complications of gout. Additionally, his son basically murdered him by botching his gout treatment. No titles lost on succession because we only have one son, so they all come to me. And we'll continue as a shot. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and my sort of musings on the game. We'll pick this up next time and see how Prince Ashot's reign evolves. But the murder of his father, well, now he's reigning. So, you know, maybe it was manslaughter, not murder. In any event, let me know your guys' thoughts down below about the game if you're enjoying these episodes, if you'd like to see more. I've got quite a bit more of this particular Dutchy. I'm actually still playing it on my stream now, or on my Twitch channel now, so we're still going. Hopefully that's not too big of a spoiler alert, but I think it's been an interesting playthrough, and I think you guys will enjoy to see more. Anyway, leave me your thoughts below. Until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'm out.